Evening, guys. All right, I know you don't get much from me at 9 o'clock at night often, but you're going to get this one tonight. Uh, Ex-military, obviously. Y'all know that, okay? Don't think there's anybody in America that hasn't heard the term no man left behind, okay? That's kind of a mantra the military has always used. There's countless guys who we've seen have a Congressional Medal of Honor draped around his neck because he lived that mantra at the risk and many times at the cost of his own life, okay, saving his fellow platoon members or whatever it would be. However, good old Potato Joe just decided to give the big old double bird to America. To America, okay, not to Americans. We've all heard for days on end now that we have until August 31st to vacate Afghanistan. Otherwise, the Taliban says there's going to be consequences, okay? There's been conflicting reports on how many Americans are still there. I mean, we've heard up over 10,000. Then, you know, there was a story today where everybody's favorite bonehead, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, said there's less than 1,000 left, okay? Until, of course, the Ministry of Propaganda, Jen Psaki, got up today and was asked, well, what about these 15 high school students that are over there from California? And she was a freaking deer in the headlights. Didn't even know about it. Now, I said the other day, how they cannot know how many Americans are in Afghanistan is a complete crock of shit, because passports are all electronic. They can tell where anybody is at any given time, okay? Pretty simple. You know, you go to the airport, they scan your passport, the little barcode on your passport. Guess what? That all goes in a database. Every embassy or whatever knows who's in country, okay? And it's not that difficult for the State Department to get the information from the embassy. That's their job, okay? So for the Secretary of State to blatantly lie, and I mean, you can tell that he's lying when he said he believed there were 6,000 Americans who wanted to leave Afghanistan on October 14th, and that 4,500 of them have been evacuated. So that leaves roughly 1,000 left, according to him. Now, I don't know about you, but I can do basic math, and 6,000 minus 4,500 is 1,500, not 1,000, okay? So the guy's talking out of both sides of his mouth. But this is the problem. We had until August 31st. It is now being reported this evening by the Daily Mail out of the UK that Biden has decided that we are pulling out within 72 hours and we're gone. It doesn't matter who's left on the ground. That's it. They've also, mind you, the U.S. government has also told all the people there to get away from the airport because it's too dangerous. How the freak are you going to get them out if they can't go to the airport? I mean, what are they going to do? Walk? You know, you're going to pick them up with helicopters? Sure. Let's have another Mogadishu. Let's have another Black Hawk Down event, okay? You're not going to be able to go rescue these people like this. Joe wanted his September 11th photo op. That's why he screwed this whole thing up. Trump had conditional removal on May 1st. Biden had to let him go over the summer. When does the Taliban fight? Over the summer. When do they not? Over the winter, okay? So before summer started, Trump's conditional way of getting them out in May would have been a lot easier, but Joe let the Taliban all get organized and get everybody put together and do all their stuff over the summer so he could have his freaking photo op for the 20th anniversary of 9/11, and it's turned into an utter and complete disaster. And now Joe is coming up and saying that we're going to leave Americans behind. This guy has got to go. And if this is true, if what the Daily Mail has put out this evening, and supposedly this was about 5:30 Eastern time tonight that it came out, so what, 3.5 hours ago. If what they're saying is true, and Joe has basically told everybody we're leaving in 72 hours. Oh, and just in case you wanted to know, the military told him that's ridiculous, we can't do that. They came up with a plan to take Bagram Airport back and get everybody out. And Joe's answer was, that ain't going to happen. So Joe has now told the military to stand down as opposed to rescuing American citizens and potentially American troops that are over there right now. Who they get out in the next 72 hours, I have no idea. If they pull off some sort of miracle in the next 72 hours and get all the Americans out of there, I will happily come on here and salute the commander-in-chief, okay? But there ain't no freaking way he's going to do it when he just told all the Americans to leave the airports. Where are you going to get them from? All right? You know, when the 18th Airborne says, hey, we can do this, there's a rational way of doing this, you know, that they go back to Bagram and set up operations and get everybody out, and Joe says no, that's leaving somebody behind. Now, I know there's all the conversations that everybody says that Joe's not the one pulling the strings. And I don't think there's a whole lot of people that disagree with you. I mean, he's got a, 24% approval rating on how he's handling this thing, you know, and the ones that approve of him have their heads so far down in the sand, it's unbelievable, you know. And of course, you've got some of the Democrat members of Congress saying what a wonderful job he's doing. I mean, how in the hell you can say that with a straight face, I have no idea. When you're seeing videos of people getting shot, beaten, done whatever, killed, decapitated in the streets by the Taliban, when it's an American, when the Taliban puts out that first video of beheading an American or of executing an American in the streets, as early as this weekend, Joe needs to be tried instantly for treason, not impeached, not anything like that. He needs to be put in an orange jumpsuit, hands behind his back, handcuffed, leg cuffed, thrown into Guantanamo, and let all the guys down there have at him. Okay? If he leaves one American back there, this entire country needs to turn on him. Every single solitary person. I don't know what the plan is, but telling the military to stand down for getting their own, I mean, you can imagine the 4-letter words that had to be coming out of people's mouths, okay? Because that's not what the military does. And I don't care how woke the military is now and how much they want to have their little rainbow bandanas and all this sort of crap, okay? The one thing that will never, I cannot believe ever, would be taken out of the military mindset is not looking out for your buddy. Because if you don't do that, you have no military. The only thing I can possibly see is that all of Biden's handlers are trying to come up with some excuse to pin everything that's wrong in the world on Joe, throw him out because of this, and put heels up into the White House. That's the only possible thing I'm doing. If Joe's actually the one pulling the strings on this one, whoever is actually pulling the strings on here deserves a firing squad. Nothing less. Pinball out.